Hello and welcome to another garden episode. Here I am planting my hot peppers for the season. I do plant my hot peppers early as I like to get a head start on the hot peppers, and I'm doing 8 varieties. So I have 8 rows, 4 containers each. Now I am trying to stay organized by putting the duct tape on the front of the containers to keep track, but as I usually do, I still mislabeled a whole row, so I don't know if I have jalapenos or Hungarian yellow wax in one particular row, but for the most part, putting the duct tape and marking them did keep me organized. The varieties I planted were Tabasco, Hungarian yellow wax, jalapeno, habanero, Korean hot peppers, cayenne, Reaper, and then a mystery pepper that I got last year that didn't get an opportunity to sprout due to issues with the potting mix. I am planting 3 seeds per container to ensure that I get at least the 2 that I plant together in one planting hole. I'm not going to be overseeding these containers since I have so many. There are 32 that fit in this 10 by 20 tray, so it will be enough for what I want to keep in the garden and what I will be giving to family and friends. I constantly try to pare down how many peppers I do year over year, but I always seem to have an abundance of hot peppers, and making sauces with them is the best way to get rid of a good amount of hot peppers. So we'll see what happens with the germination of these. So today is February 6th, and a quick update. I've got 2 peppers that have already sprouted, which is pretty quick considering peppers typically don't sprout for about 10 to 14 days, and I'm only 7 days in. So this variety is the Hungarian yellow wax, and they're seeds that I saved myself. I only have actually this one, and just in the last couple of hours this one is also beginning to sprout. Also over here, this is a Korean hot pepper. It's a chili pepper. These are also my own seeds, and this one is starting to break the soil. So with the peppers that I planted, they're coming up a lot faster than I expected here. Looking for a really good germination rate on these so I can have a lot of hot peppers. So it's now Friday of the same week. It's February 10th, and 22 of the 32 pepper plants have sprouted. They're doing very well. These are just the hot peppers, just half of what I'm gonna plant. And I've had a successful germination between my own seeds and new seeds. So I hope to have quite a few sweet peppers to make some jam with this season. So it's February 21st, and this is what the peppers look like. They have been growing now for about 3 weeks. Or I should say it's been about 3 weeks from plant. Right now the peppers look a little bendy. I was fixing the light and the light came down on them. It didn't break the stem, but they're a little bendy. But since most of them have 2 true leaves, or the start of the second set of true leaves, I'm gonna fertilize these for the first time. I typically fertilize every 7 to 10, well really 10 to 14 days when they're in this stage, because the pots are small and I don't want to overwhelm and over fertilize since they'll be in these containers for a little bit longer. They are so a little leggy, and that's because I went away and I wasn't quite sure where to put the light for them to grow but not make it so that they would burn. So they need a little bit of fixing up, but overall doing really well. These are the other half of the peppers. They are good size, not too leggy yet. I lowered the light on them from when the taller ones were in here, but they only have like their first set of leaves, not even the true leaves. They sprouted much later. Some of them just have their true leaves, so I'm not ready to put them in with the bigger ones. So it's time for me to start planting my regular peppers and lettuce. The peppers, which are the sweet peppers, which I'm just gonna do shishito, sweet bonnet, and some bell pepper. I am not gonna put these outside until late April, beginning of May, or even mid May. But I had this new pop-up planter I wanted to try. I hadn't been able to find this in my area or on Amazon for a reasonable price. So I just found this now, so I want to try this out. I think it's pretty neat that it has what could be used as a cover, but I'm going to use as a bottom watering tray. And it has a grid. There's A, B, C, D here, and 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can keep track of what's in here. So I'm going to have a separate paper grid for where I'm going to plant, and then keep this at a different place from where I'm actually doing my planting. So in the bottom row, because I don't need a lot of sweet peppers, I tend to do a lot of hot pepper sauces. So in this bottom row here, I'm going to do the sweet peppers, and I'm actually going to overseed them so I can take them out and repot them at another time. So what is the row D is just going to be the peppers. So I'm going to take, I'm finding that for myself, shishito peppers put out enough that I only need like 2 shishito plants, and my plantings are 2 plants per planting hole. So I'm going to put 4 shishito in here, and then I'm gonna put same thing. I haven't grown sweet bonnet before, so I'm gonna put 4 sweet bonnet, maybe 5. I double them up though, but I'm gonna put additional sweet bonnet in here. Mark this off on my paper that D3 is the sweet bonnet, and D4 is the shishito. And then in these 2, I'm going to do an overabundance of bell pepper. I'm going to overseed the squares. If you don't have a lot of planting cups initially, when they're smaller, it allows you to put a bunch of seeds in, and whatever sprouts, you transplant them for later. So that's what I'm going to put down here. So the camera died out before I finished planting, but the bottom row has all of my sweet peppers in there, and I did bottom water to make sure that the seeds were not disturbed. And that's been my pepper journey thus far. If you've gotten this far in the video, please like and subscribe if you enjoy the content, and as always, thank you so much for watching.